Our learning target for this PD is for you to be able to successfully implement individual coaching cycles. The success criteria is first, learning the 3 steps to support you with implementing an individual coaching cycle, and then to begin creating an individual coaching cycle that aligns with your school's goals and/or an identified instructional focus. Let's begin with how we define individual coaching. If you want to follow along in your book, take note of the page numbers indicated on the slides. Individual coaching is a strategy for coaching and supporting various staff members, including teachers and paraprofessionals. This type of coaching is done one-on-one. You will focus on a goal, use of strategy, and an instructional focus to improve teaching. To do this, you will use a roadmap to determine where to begin a coaching cycle, or use an instructional focus based on the teacher's needs. Consider what evidence-based professional development is needed in order to support the teacher and improve their instruction. Use data to create a coaching cycle, or you can use a PDSA, a Plan, Do, Study, Act. You will monitor data to determine next steps and determine if the coaching cycle is effectively working, including the possibility of focus coaching if the individual coaching cycle was not successful. Individual coaching cycles are important because they are the how in making an effective difference for teachers and students. We work alongside the teachers to meet their individual goals as well as school-wide goals. To begin creating an individual coaching cycle, you will start by looking at any created roadmap you have to determine what the instructional need is for the teacher you are working with, or you will identify an instructional focus of need for the teacher. The next step is to review any high-quality professional development that you need to support the coaching cycle. Then you will either use an individual coaching cycle PDSA or an individual coaching cycle form and begin planning your coaching cycle. Let's revisit the roadmap example that you've seen in previous professional development. In this scenario, we have already analyzed the student data as well as given the professional development for whole group core instruction to our staff. Now we are on that third box of this roadmap, and we have a teacher who has written on their exit ticket that they need support with implementing the routines within the core resource. We do know that this may not always be the case for determining your coaching cycles, as student data or your administrative team may require that you work with specific teachers. This teacher's request for coaching is going to support this entire building roadmap, as well as that goal in green of moving 50% of students scoring below or well below benchmark up 1 level. As the coach, I am fulfilling this 4th step right here and beginning a coaching cycle with our example teacher. The roadmap has identified that the instructional focus for us is whole group core instruction, and the teacher has narrowed the focus even more by expressing that they would like support with routines within our core instruction. If survey results are not present in your scenario, you will instead have an initial conversation with the teacher and determine the instructional focus, as well as how to best support them based on that conversation. Other options for getting started are to complete an initial observation of the teacher's instruction and then have a conversation based on that data, or use student data to determine a coaching focus. Our next step would be to meet with the teacher and outline the steps that we're going to create for our coaching cycle. Before doing that, it's helpful to use Strive's before coaching planning pages to be prepared before meeting with the teacher. I love using this resource to plan my pre-conference meeting for the teacher that I'll be working with. Later on in this PD, we will talk about the Strive coaching cards. Here are a couple that I find helpful for use when I'm planning my initial conversations with teachers. Especially the questions, what do you hope you will learn from our work together? And how do you prefer we communicate throughout the coaching cycle? I also find it helpful at this initial meeting to suggest a consistent meeting and debriefing time, as well as a possible planning day and time, and to find out the best way to communicate with them as well, especially in terms of the next steps. Does the teacher prefer emails after debriefs, or a written down list that's for the coach and one that's for them? If you gave a questionnaire or survey to teachers at the beginning of the school year, it's also helpful to review the teacher's answer to those with their preferences for when they prefer to meet, their comfort with videotaping or recording their lessons, how they feel about on-the-spot coaching, and how you can support them when they're feeling overwhelmed. We have one of these available for you on our Strive website in the Coaching Basics bundle.